I lived in a small Welsh village called Llangayna. Lived in a house that used to be here and went to this school, Tinnery Primary. And here I am with my shirt hanging out. Ghostbusters and the turtles were the most important things in our lives. Our backpacks became shells and proton packs. We watched the cartoons on the telly and played with the toys. The toys. I wanted them all. On my 5th birthday, I had to make an impossible decision. I could have one figure. Turtles or Ghostbusters. My eyes were stuck to the Argos catalogue for what seemed like a lifetime. I changed my mind every time I looked at it. I picked this guy, Egon Spengler, the brains behind the Ghostbusters. In 1990, my family and I, along with my good friend Egon, moved to the next village over, Betos. I started to go to the school in Betos and they loved the turtles too. But they also loved the Simpsons, which made my life a little bit more difficult. Now I had to have all the Simpsons figures. My 6th birthday arrived, and I had to make another impossible decision. One figure. I went through the same painstaking process as before, and picked this guy, Raphael. But this time, I had a really elaborate plan, which felt genius at the time. I told my teacher that I lost my Bart Simpson figure in the yard. The Bart Simpson figure that I didn't have and never existed. With very much concern, she told me that I could go around all the other classes and ask if anyone had seen my Bart Simpson figure. On the total off chance that someone had lost one and found one on that particular day, I could claim it. It didn't happen, of course, but I distinctly remember reassuring myself that no matter what happens, I'll be able to buy them all myself when I grow up. So after a nearly 30-year wait, I'm gonna fulfill that promise to myself and complete that collection. Stain. I looked in charity shops, car boot sales and asked on Facebook. I was constantly on eBay bidding for stuff and practically living in Argos where I had those parcels delivered. I went to cool retro shops like Super Tomato.
I'm Tom, I look after Super Tomato, and for 10 years we've sold retro video games, old toys, Japanese manga and ephemera. I'm probably, in some psychologically horrific way, trying to recapture some lost sense of happiness and wonder, which we probably all are. Our customers are probably split half and half between what you'd expect, people who are quite nostalgic and looking to reclaim something that they enjoyed a long time ago, and also a lot of quite young customers. Obviously you're surrounded here in stuff that is very, very vibrant and instigates certain warm fuzzy feelings in terms of how amazing and how imagination generating it all is. Fundamentally, there's an overriding principle that if you enjoyed something when you were younger, it isn't a given that as soon as you grow up you will no longer enjoy that. That's a bit of a societal imperative where we're sort of told at a certain point you should relinquish all these childish things. And you know, obviously I'm sure that's very true and we all have adult responsibilities, but that doesn't change the fact that if you found your imagination was really spurred by, say, Transformers the movie in 1986 or G.I. Joe, or I mean again, all video games, any of those things fall under the same umbrella of stuff that you once enjoyed and probably still do, and there isn't necessarily anything wrong with still liking that, you know?
So after almost a 30-year wait, I fulfilled a childhood promise to myself. Michelangelo, Leonardo and Donatello joined my old friend Raphael to complete my full set of turtles. I got a bit carried away with this lot and bought a few more from the original collection. I didn't ever have any Simpsons figures, so I started this collection from scratch. I was only a couple off completing the original 1990 set, so I went for it. After 30 years, Egon eventually got reunited with his friends, Ray, Peter and Winston. I actually bought 2 of the original Bart Simpson figures and I've left one near my old school, to be found by someone my age who never had one, or by a kid with the same elaborate plan that I had in 1990 to get their Bart Simpson figure.